Hey everybody, welcome to the Blunder Dome. I know it's been a while, like a month almost, but that's because Tim and I have just been really busy. So Tim's running the Kamen America 3 campaign. By the way, the link for that is in the description below, and I'll also post it in the chat. And he's also currently drawing this summer's book, which is going to be Black Ops X Kamen America. That's going to be early summer. And while he's doing that, I'm currently writing Kamen America Volume 4, which is going to be this winter's book, early winter. So we've been really busy. And of course, we both also have day jobs, so that cuts 40 hours out of our week. But we are neglecting our YouTube crowd, all 800 something of you. We appreciate all of you who come and watch and listen. And just looking at the chat, that includes Schabby, who, by the way, has his own campaign going on right now. So let me find that real quick. I'm going to post that link in the stream. It's Vestry number 2 on Indiegogo. He's got that going with our friend Pickles, My Pickles. Let me go ahead and put that over in the chat. And you can check out Vestry number 2 over on Indiegogo. And Hervohe Grahovac is also here. Welcome back, Hervohe. So yeah, give Vestry number 2 a look-see over on Indiegogo. Shabby's a great artist, and Pickles is a great writer. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about Kamen America Volume 3, which has been up for pre-order for about 11 days now, I think. And we hadn't done a YouTube stream on it, so we just want to make sure that our YouTube audience didn't miss out on it. It's going for another 18 days on Kickstarter for pre-orders. The book's already done, printed, ordered. We have it in stock. So pretty much as soon as the Kickstarter's over and the funds clear, we go directly into fulfillment. Iconic Comics is our fulfillment service, and they're just going to ship everything out. But specifically for this stream, I wanted to keep it short and sweet because we're testing something out for Kickstarter. Basically, we're doing a pilot program with them. Kickstarter now has a new a la carte ordering system that they call add-ons, which is basically it's an extension of the current tier or reward system, as I call it, where after you choose your reward, your tier, you go into another screen and you get a bunch of things they call add-ons. They're just little extras that you can add to your purchase. Instead of there being like 60 different tiers or reward systems that are every permutation and combination of all the various items you have, you can instead choose the one basic tier or reward system, go into the add-on section, and then a la carte click the items you want. And I just wanted to share my screen to show you all how that works. We've had a few people ask us because it's brand new. Not every new Kickstarter campaign has it. We're basically testing it out for Kickstarter, and they're going to ask us how it went after the campaign's over, and we'll give them our feedback. And if the add-on system went well, they'll probably roll it out as a standard feature on Kickstarter for other campaigns. So far, I think it's going well. I just think most people don't know about it because it's brand new and we're testing it out. I think it as a service is actually going to be really convenient once people get used to it. So I'll be showing that in a second. Let's see. Bean from PA, thank you. It's always great to see you, and thanks for fighting the good fight. You're a good friend and a good American. Anime, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Draw and talk. Yeah, we got good people here. All right, so I'll just get down to this real quick. The Kamen America Volume 3 Kickstarter link is in the description. I'll just go ahead and pop it over in the chat real quick for people who are looking at links over there. And let me hit share screen and do my old man thing as I try to figure out how this technology works. And then I'll go ahead and show you how the add-on system works, everybody. So share screen, share screen, share screen, 60 buttons to share the screen. All right, well, let me go look at the real-time YouTube video to make sure that share screen's working. There we are. All right, so if you head on over to the link I posted in the chat or the link that's down in the description, You'll see the Kamen America campaign page over on Kickstarter. And by the way, I want to thank everybody who's gotten us to the over 70K on it. We're at 71,511. That's a $5,500 increase so far from our final total on Kickstarter for Kamen America 2. So we've already beat our Kamen America 2 campaign on Kickstarter. We did a second limited run on Indiegogo, and altogether we pulled in over 100K on Kamen America 2. But so far we're already doing better on Kamen America 3. And we want to thank everybody, by the way, everybody who's backed, everybody who's shared and supported. We really appreciate it, and we're going to give you the best book we possibly can. I think Kamen America 3 is wonderful. Every book that Tim draws looks better than the last, and we're growing these characters up from the ground up. And I think you're really going to be interested in where they're going and where the plot's going as well. Now, as for the add-on system, so you're familiar with Kickstarter. Now, basically the first thing you do is same as you normally would. You go over here to this little bar and you look at what tiers or reward systems are available. We've got the digital copy of Volume 3 for $5. We've got the Volume 3 graphic novel for $10, this is the standard one that I think has the most backers so far, 814. And you'll see if a reward tier has add-ons, you'll see that it has this little green box down here next to the number of backers that says add-ons. That means add-ons are going to be available if you select this tier. Now, for instance, the digital copy tier doesn't have add-ons. So when you click this one, you'll just go straight to the checkout page. Now, when you select the graphic novel, let me look at some of the other tiers real quick. We also have the International Common Package. Now, by the way, this one, and as you see, it does not have add-ons. This was a limited quantity one of just 100 packages. They're all standard. They all come with what's included here. And only that, we don't have add-ons. We don't have different combinations and permutations. Our biggest requests over our past few campaigns was to ship internationally. We've had a lot of trouble in the past with doing that, and so we haven't wanted to try it out again. But we're going to test it out this time. We're shipping only to the UK and Canada, and we're only doing 100 slots for that. We have 26 left, so if you're from Canada or the United Kingdom and you do want to get a physical copy of Kamen America, as well as physical copies of Kamen America 1 and 2, plus the digital PDFs and things, now's your chance. We're going to test it out. We chose Canada and the UK because they're English-speaking countries, so there's not going to be any language barrier if we have to troubleshoot or do customer support. If it goes well, if we don't have too many replacements or damaged copies or complaints or anything like that, if it goes smoothly, we'll consider doing it again. We may roll out to other countries as well. It really just depends on how it goes. We're doing 100 slots for just these two countries, basically as a pilot program, see how it goes. But this one also does not have add-ons. So when you click on that, it's really just this one set. But you get all 3 volumes of Kamen America. So it's a good way to kickstart your Kamen America collection. And then we also have the Volume 3 plus the acrylic standee, which has been really popular. We've under-ordered on those in the past ones because we always underestimate just how much people want them. So we've got a lot of the Kamen America 3 standees, which I believe we have a picture over here for everybody who wants to look at that. Yeah. There we go. So this is what the this campaign's acrylic standee is going to look like. It's got all 3 members of the Kamen Corps on there. We've got Carly Vanders, Kamen America. We've got Misha Lovakova, Kamen Comet. And we've got Kimiko Kaneko, who is Kamen Ramen. And it's our biggest standee yet. This thing's huge. You could almost use it as a cutting board in your kitchen. And that one is on the Volume 3 plus standee tier. So if you wanted one, there it is. We also have some of these very limited tiers that sold out in the first day. If you're interested in the Kamen America masks, which you can see up here in use, by the way, Brittany, very, very nice lady, and she was very kind to demonstrate our masks for us. They are sold out on this campaign, but we had a limited run produced for the Indiegogo campaign, which is going to run next. The Indiegogo campaign is same thing we did last time for Kamen America 2. The Indiegogo campaign will run after the Kickstarter ends for about 2 weeks. to pick up all the people who either missed out on the Kickstarter or the ones who only have an Indiegogo account and only buy things there. But anyway, getting back to the points of the add-on system, let me just go ahead and check the chat real quick. Oh, hey, Vicky, you're here too. Sup, Vicky? And Matt Krotz, thank you for joining. All right, so back on topic. Okay, so let's say you want the Volume 3 graphic novel tier that comes with the book, the digital copy of the book, and a sticker sheet. All right, you see it has add-ons? Okay, click on it. And $5, $10 for the book, $5 for shipping, pledge amount 15, hit continue. And this is what the add-on screen is. And everyone's saying that it works. Yeah, okay, everyone's seeing what I'm seeing, good. Okay. And I see a lot of people have breezed past this because they just didn't know that the add-on system was available. So you kind of have to scroll down to see the a la carte list of add-ons. If you just breeze through it and think that this is the, oh yeah, that's what I ordered, and then you hit continue, you'll miss it. So make sure once you get to the add-on screen to scroll down and see what you can include. All of our copies of Kamen America Volume 3, all of them are hardcover. And moving forward, all of our books are going to be hardcover from now on as well. Basically, we've been growing, we've been earning more money with our campaigns. Kamen America 2 was our most successful campaign ever. So we've decided we always roll what we earn on one campaign into the next. So we took the profits that we got from Kamen America 2 to improve our product for Kamen America 3, and that means we're now upgrading to hardcovers at no additional cost. So Kamen America 3 is a hardcover. Now, if you want Kamen America Volume 1 and Volume 2 in hardcover as well, that's right here in the add-ons. We've had a few people ask about that, saying, oh, I really want Volume 1 and 2 in hardcover. Well, we got you covered. So if you wanted Kamen America 1 and 2 in hardcover, you just click that. You can also adjust the quantity, however many you want. We also have the Velvet Thunder CD. That includes the music by Doug Garrett, who did the instrumental tracks for all of our campaigns for Kamen America 1 and 2, and he also did for Bunderdome, but this is specifically just Kamen America. Also the version that's got the vocals that are on video. It's a single CD that has 3 tracks, I believe, and a cover by artist Man Sang. And our vocalist, her name is Shilava, and I thought she wrote those lyrics herself, by the way. They were intentionally obtuse to sound kind of Englishy, like an anime intro. Thought she did a wonderful job. Is superb. So this one's going to have the instrumental version of Velvet Thunder, the vocal version of Velvet Thunder, plus Misha's theme, which is called Red Glare. And it'll come signed by Shilava, the vocalist. That's also an add-on, so you could add that one on if you wanted it. And you could also, if you wanted several CDs, you could, or just the one, it's fine. And then we have the Henshin Carly lenticular poster. In fact, let me go back and show you the example of the lenticular poster. Oh, got to reload. All right, so these are our hard covers, by the way, as you can see. We've got the Genzo Man cover, and we love working with Genzo Man. His art's always so good. He's been around for a long time. You probably know him from all of his work with Udon Studios on Street Fighter and the various Capcom books. Here's another Genzo Man cover. Now, and here's our new covers by Henrin for Kamen America Volume 1 hardcover reprint and the Volume 2 hardcover reprint. Now, yeah, this is the sold out tier, but these are the great sketches, original art by Matt Weldon, who's worked with us a lot in the past. He's drawing Soul Finder 2 right now with Douglas Ernst. He also drew about half of Black Ops Volume 2 Hair Trigger, great artist. And the statues are unfortunately sold out. They were a super limited quantity. They were very expensive to produce, and so of course they were pricey to pick up, so we only had a few available. We're saving a couple for the Indiegogo, by the way, so if you really did want a statue, I think we're only going to do 2 on the Indiegogo, so they're going to sell out fast. So if you want to get the statue, we can't guarantee you'll be able to. It's really just whoever is quickest on the draw when we launch the Indiegogo. So just keep an eye on us, and we'll tell you the day and time for that. Now the Henshin Carly lenticular poster, here's a GIF of it in action. And you know how lenticular posters, lenticular images work. Basically, you rotate them or you walk side to side in front of it and the images change. So we've got Carly transforming into Kamen America as part of the lenticular poster. We call it the Henshin Carly lenticular poster because Henshin is Japanese for transformation, and a lot of Sentai heroes are called Henshin heroes, you know, like Kamen Rider and Ultraman and the Super Sentai cast. So that's one of the add-ons there as well. So let me go ahead and go back to the add-on system here. So those are our 4 add-ons. So you would just, if you, however many you wanted, you'd click add, and it would add them to your total. And if you wanted to do bonus support, which is optional, you could do that too, but you don't have to do that. Then you hit continue. It says your total down here, 92. Everything right there, 92. Then you just put in all your usual info, not your address. So Kickstarter works differently from Indiegogo. We have people who are using Kickstarter for the first time to pick this up. So if you're only familiar with Indiegogo, Kickstarter is a little different. When you make your order, you don't get charged immediately and you don't give your address. You don't get charged until the campaign ends and goes into fulfillment. Then you're going to receive an email that's called a survey. It's a really cryptic thing to call that because it's not a survey. Basically, it's asking you to send your address, your shipping address. They won't charge you, and they won't, which means they won't ship your book until you fill out that survey with your address. So make sure you do that, or we're not going to be able to ship your book. Kickstarter won't let us. We have that problem with at least a handful of people with every campaign who sometimes they either miss the email or the email gets caught in their spam. Now, if you're going to order something from Kickstarter, make sure that Kickstarter is not in your spam filter, or else you're never going to know when the campaign ends. You're never going to see the updates. You're never going to be able to fill out that survey. If you think you missed the survey, if you think you missed the email, you can always log into Kickstarter and go to your profile, and they'll tell you that you have surveys waiting to be filled out, and then you can do it there. But you have to fill out that survey, or Kickstarter won't release your funds, and they won't let us ship your book because we won't even have your address. So make sure to do that. But that's basically the add-on system. It's brand new, so not surprised if you're unfamiliar with it or if you missed it completely. If you have already backed the book and you missed the add-on system and you want to go back and get the hardcovers of 1 and 2 and the CD or the lenticular poster or anything like that, you can always amend your purchase. There's still 18 days left, so nothing's set in stone. You can always go back and change your purchase. Just go into your Kickstarter profile, go back to your Kickstarters, which ones you've backed, and then it'll guide you through it from there. Let me see if there's anything going on in the chat real quick. I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to you guys. I was kind of going through the how-tos and all this. Thank you all for keeping the chat running. Oh, hey to ArtMark88, Lio Slayer. Oh, you've been waiting for it, Lio Slayer. You've been waiting for this. Thank you. Oh, you're gonna wait for the Indiegogo? That's cool. So after Kickstarter ends, once the Kickstarter funds clear, we're gonna launch on Indiegogo. We'll do the same thing we did with Kamen America Volume 2, where the Indiegogo will be like a limited run for about 2 weeks. We'll announce when it starts, and then once that's done, we'll fulfill on that and move on to Black Ops X Kamen America in the summer. So don't worry, anybody who either doesn't like Kickstarter or just doesn't want to make a separate account, if you're down with Indiegogo, we'll have you covered there. Oh, hey, King Forte, thank you for joining us. 10-cent copy, or 10-cent story. It used to be the 10-cent copy. You just ordered a copy. Well, thank you. Awesome. I really appreciate it. We appreciate everybody who has who's ordered from us. When even if you haven't ordered from us, we appreciate everybody who's given us their support, either sharing the campaign or just telling us that you really like the art, and that you're rooting for us. We appreciate any and all support that we've gotten. Yakov Merkin add-ons are a great feature Kickstarter's added. I think so too. I think once people get used to them, people just, they're not on every campaign now because they're experimental and people just don't know about them. But I think once they become standard, they're going to help out a lot. I know they're confusing now, but that's just because no one's used to them. But it'll make choosing your tier and the things that you want a whole lot easier instead of having to like sort through 50 different combinations of items. You can just pick the base level one, go to add-ons, and then pick and choose the things that you want. It's kind of like shopping on an online store. It will make it a lot easier. So hopefully Kickstarter will make it a standard for everybody's campaign moving forward. And who knows, maybe Indiegogo in the future will add a similar system. I hope that they do as well because it's been very useful. I think so anyway. Oh, hey, Andrew J. Yeah, sorry you can't add on a statue. So those statues, let me go back to my share screen real quick and go back down to those. So I'll tell you the story behind the statues. Down to them. So the Kamen America statues. We only ordered 10 total. That's because they were expensive. They are hand produced. The artist sculpted them in 3D on their 3D modeling system. Then they 3D printed them themselves and then sanded and detailed and hand painted every one of them. So each one of them is unique and they're all one of a kind because they're all hand painted. We only had 10 of them produced because they were expensive. We saved 4, I believe it was, for this campaign. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 4 backers. Yep. So the Kamen America statue, we only had 4 for this campaign, and they sold out in minutes on the first day. We set 2 more aside, 1 for Tim, 1 for me. So that's 6 of the 10 spoken for. We're setting, I believe, 2 aside for the Indiegogo. So that's the other 2. And that leaves 2 more that I believe Tim has as gifts for people that he's or something like that. Tim has plans for those last 2. So yeah, they were expensive. We didn't make very many. Obviously, the fact that they sold out so fast at such a high tier, the most expensive tier in this entire campaign, that tells us that people really like those statues. If we can afford to order more, if the Kamen America 3 campaign really outdoes what Kamen America 2 did, we might do more statues. That one's up in the air because statues are so expensive to produce. Let's go ahead and refresh. Alrighty. So there are a few other places, by the way, online that you can pick up some of our Kamen America and Black Ops books. Now, if all you wanted to do was tune in and see the instructions on the add-on system, then that's pretty much it. I already showed everybody. So if you're watching this later, as a pre-recorded video, you've basically seen everything there is. But now I just want to show you all some places where you can find our books elsewhere. And I'll post the links in the chat, but you'll also be able to see them on my share screen here. And let me go back. Speaking of the chat, let me go back there. Oh, I got to go to where I can hit show. There we go. So Jack Torrance. So you saw the books will ship in April from Kickstarter. Will it ship earlier? We always aim to ship earlier, and we'll give like the date that we'll give is our latest estimate, because what takes the longest after our campaign ends, between after it ends and when we can fulfill, is how long it takes Kickstarter to release the funds to us, which usually doesn't take. Sometimes it takes a couple days, and sometimes it takes a couple weeks. I think it really just depends on Kickstarter and what their workload is at their offices. So there's no telling. If we get those funds released and everybody fills out their surveys, then we can ship earlier. And it's first come, first serve. The first people to fill out their surveys are going to be the first ones to get their books. So more incentive to fill out those surveys when you get them in the email or check your profile form. But generally, we try to ship earlier and get them as fast as we can. Now, of course, if you're paying attention to the news, you know that the United States Postal Service is really slow right now because they have the the unprecedented number of orders and lack of manpower, which is true. I've ordered stuff from Amazon, and I'm not getting it till March, when it's not like it's a pre-order or anything. It's just stuff that's going to take forever. We're shipping stuff online. My W-2 still hasn't gotten to me, so I can do my taxes because it's still stuck in the Postal Service. So nothing we can do about that. That's a government thing. But we would like to ship earlier. We always like to ship earlier because we have the books printed and ready to go, and our fulfillment team at Iconic Comics is always sitting there ready to go as soon as Kickstarter fires the gun. So yes, if we can ship it earlier, we will. Maackia Amurensis, I probably didn't pronounce that right. Do you ship to Canada? Yes and no. So let me go back to the Kamen America campaign. We have an experimental international tier on the Kamen America campaign. If you scroll down, in the past, no, we did not ship to Canada. We did not do any international shipping, but our #1 request has been for international shipping. So we're doing this International Kamen America tier that ships only to Canada and the UK. And we only have 100 slots of that, which 26 are left. If the shipping goes well, we might expand the international shipping on our next campaign. If it doesn't go well, we may just not do it again ever. But for now, there's 26 slots left. So if you're in Canada or the UK and you want to get a copy of Kamen America 1, 2, and 3 all together, physical copies plus digital copies of each, then this is the tier for you. And just an example, click on the reward for International Common Package, select a country, and the only countries available are Canada and the UK. Canada. Hit continue. And then there you go. It takes you to the checkout page. So yes, for this campaign, we are shipping to Canada. The number's limited. There's only 26 slots left. But now's your opportunity to get volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Kamen America if you are in Canada or the UK. So hey, check it out. And I appreciate you for asking. It gives me a chance to remind the folks in Canada and the UK that this is their chance to pick up our books. Oh, no problem, Jack. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Shabby, if you do another statue, will it be the same or a different design? Oh, that's up to Tim. It depends. I'm sure it's more expensive to commission a new design and new statues than just to commission new statues of the old design. But that really depends on Tim. He's the one who finds all the talent to commission all this stuff, and he sets all those things up, makes all the arrangements. So by the way, the work split for all the Kamen America and Black Ops stuff between me and Tim is not 50-50. It's more like 15% Mark and 85% Tim. Tim does like everything. All I do is co-plot the book, then I script the book, and then I do the final edits when he sends me the PDF proof. Tim does everything else. He draws the book, he colors the book, he letters the book, he sets up the PDF for printing, he makes the arrangement with the printers, he manages the campaigns, he manages the customer service with the campaigns, he works with the fulfillment company at Iconic Comics to make sure the books go out. He also does all the talent scouting for our variant covers and our back covers and our pinups and our calendar arts and things like he has to find the people who will produce those acrylic standees, the people who will make the design and make those masks, the people who make those statues. He does all of that. It's practically a full-time job, and Tim is doing it part-time somehow. I'm hoping he doesn't give himself an ulcer from stress from doing all this stuff. So yeah, that's how hard Tim works, and that's how much he does. A whole lot more than I do. Sometimes I feel guilty as heck. But then again, that's less work that I'll have to do, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Oh, hey, Cabbage Head, thanks for joining. Hey, just want to drop by and say keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Cabbage. We really appreciate all the support and all the kind words people have given us. Kamen America 4, I'm scripting that right now, and I've been really excited to write Kamen America 4. So we plot our story arcs out well in advance. I mean, we had Kamen America 4 pretty much plotted out preliminarily when I was writing Kamen America 2. And now I've got Kamen America 4 that I'm scripting, and we've already started plotting out our second story arc, and we've got the basics down for our third story arc. So we're always thinking several books ahead whenever we're working on any given project. Kamen America 4 is going to be really exciting, but Kamen America 3 is going to be really exciting too, so I think you're all going to dig that one. Hey, Matt Weldon. We were talking about you earlier. Thank you for doing the original art tiers. Those sold out really fast. Matt's got a YouTube channel, by the way, in which he shows you his art process. He's done a bunch of My Hero Academia pieces lately that are amazing. A couple Mountain Lady ones that are gorgeous, and a Froppy one. Matt's awesome. He's working on Soul Finder 2, Black Tide with Doug Ernst right now. And Matt also did the art for Black Ops 2, Hair Trigger. And speaking of that, real quick, let me go ahead and show you where you can get some of our other books. If you go to iconiccomics.com, let me pop that over in the chat if you need a direct link, but it's pretty easy to remember, iconiccomics.com. That's so Iconic Comics is our fulfillment and also one of our publishers. And you can get a lot of our overstock and backstock at iconiccomics.com. We have a web store. So like right now we have available the Kamen America calendar, which was on the Kamen America 2 campaign, not on this one though. So if you missed out on the 2021 calendar, you can still pick it up here at iconiccomics.com, as well as a Kamen America Volume 2 Founding Fighters Iconic Comics exclusive cover. So if you need a Volume 2, we do have that one. It's an exclusive though, so it's a little bit pricier. The regular edition of Kamen America 2 is sold out, unfortunately. So right now, this is the only Kamen America 2 that's out there on the market to pick up. That's still in stock. Let me just make sure of that. Yep, add to cart. So that version of Kamen America Volume 2 is still out there for you to pick up at the Iconic Comics store. We also have a reprint, a previous reprint of Kamen America Volume 1. And this one's actually been marked down to 15 if you want to pick that one up. And then we've got the calendar. We got the calendar combo. We've got the Kamen America 2 standee. So we still have a few of the Kamen America 2 standees that just have Carly and Misha on them. So if you wanted to pick that up by itself, you still can. And then we got some of our other books. We got Seisho 66, which has amazing Matt Weldon art, by the way. And then Wall Mites, if you've got a good sense of humor. Agent Posto, if you've got a really good sense of humor. And then we've also got some reprints of our previous Black Ops books and a few of the plushies left. So if you want the USAGI plushie and the Black Ops standee, we've got the Black Ops Omnibus, which collects Black Ops volumes 1 through 3. And by the way, Black Ops 3 ties in with Kamen America. It fits in between Kamen America 1 and 2, and also has a backup story that helps set up the Black Ops X Kamen America crossover this summer. So if you are interested in getting into Black Ops, the Omnibus is the best edition to pick up. And we've also got individual copies of Black Ops Volume 3. We've got the body pillow cover, which was really funny, and the standee. And then we've got reprints. Oh, that one's out of stock. Oh, that one's out of stock too. Oh, and Soul Finder's out of stock. But we do have the Street Fighter swimsuit edition. I believe that was an Udon book. That was got a signed copy available that has Tim's art and I believe also Matt Weldon's art on it. So we got a bunch of stuff if you want to go explore the Iconic Comics website. And let me go explore the chat real quick. Yep. Oh, wrong one. I keep doing that. There we go. Tim is a madman. He is a madman, Shabby. I don't know when he sleeps. Alrighty. So the other place where you can go and find our stuff is going to be over at the Antarctic Press website and their web store. We're under the action and adventure genre specifically. So the original Black Ops 1 and 2 miniseries, long out of print, but you can pick up a retail copy of Black Ops Hair Trigger and the retail copy of Kamen America, Volume 1. So Antarctic Press, if they like the book that we've produced that's come out in our campaign edition, they'll release afterward a retail edition that goes, aka a direct market edition. And that's the one that goes to comic shops and goes up on various retail outlets online. It's different from our campaign editions. Our campaign editions are square bound and now hardcover. The ones that are the direct market ones by Antarctic Press are staple bound. They're floppies, and they don't have the backup stories in them. But we write the stories so that the backups they add a little bit extra to the narrative, but they aren't mandatory. If you missed a backup, we always give enough context so you don't know you missed a backup if you're only reading the direct market editions. We try to be fair to everybody who picks up our books wherever they pick them up at. We do have a copy, though, of Black Ops Hair Trigger available there, and a copy of Kamen America Volume 1 available still on their website, $9.99, which is cheaper than some of the other options out there for the floppy. And eventually, it's going to be harder. It's getting harder to find these ones. Oh, and there's other good books on the Antarctic Press one, including a little book called Rags, The Little Book That Could, by Brian Ball and Daquan. There's a bunch of rags on here as well. Also Punchline, which has more Matt Weldon art, plus some great writing from Bill Williams, who's amazing. More rag stuff. Cat Shit 1, which is a manga translation, by the way. I've read it from the old edition that's long out of print. This is a new edition, a new printing. And Cat Shit 1 is awesome. I really recommend it if you've never checked it out. And also Blade Bunny. So there's a lot of bunny books on Antarctic Press's Action and Adventure. There's Black Hops, there's Cat Shit 1, there's Blade Bunny. They're really into their bunnies. We're not complaining. So Lio Slayer, you ask if there's going to be a Kamen America Omnibus, and the answer is yes. So we're going to do a Kamen America Omnibus collection every 4 volumes. We're going to release 2 volumes a year, so there'll be a new omnibus every 2 years. That's slightly different from Black Hops. Black Hops is going to have an omnibus every 3 volumes. The reason for that is because Black Hops is 64 pages per volume, and Kamen America is 52 pages per volume. So Black Hops is a little bit longer, so we do those omnibuy collections every 3 volumes, whereas Kamen America is every 4 volumes. So since Kamen America 4 is scheduled for this winter, the Kamen America Volume 1, or the Kamen America Arc 1 volume omnibus is going to be available this winter as well. So if you wanted to wait for that, or if you would rather pick up all the individual issues, you got options. And my cat just stole my chair. Goblin, why? Why, Goblin? Is it because my chair is warm? I got up for 1 second. That son of a... And Arctic has a lot of really good talent. They've got Bill Williams. They've got Brian Ball and Daquan. They've got Matt Weldon. They've got some great guys there. So yeah, they publish a lot of good content. One more place where you can find our stuff if you prefer digital comics. Well, Kamen America Volume 1 is on Comixology. So you can always go and pick it up over there, $1.99. Comixology, well, we kind of don't know when our books show up on Comixology. We submit them, and they show up when they show up. Or sometimes they don't show up at all. But no, they usually do. Comixology does have a vetting process, and it takes them a long time to review every book that's submitted to them. Kamen America showed up, so you can pick that one up digitally there if you want. Or, of course, you can also get Black Ops Volume 1, the original 2-issue miniseries, 99 cents each on Comixology. So you could do that if you wanted. Now, I said that this is going to be a short stream, and I'm at 38 minutes. Basically, I don't want people to see, instructions on how to use the Kickstarter add-ons. 38 minutes. I'm not watching all that. So that's kind of why I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter than previous streams. So let me go ahead and stop sharing. I don't think I have anything else to show you. Well, except the Kamen America page. Let's look at that one more time. I hadn't actually talked about the book itself, have I? So, yeah, Kamen America Volume 3. If you read Kamen America 1 and 2, and Black Ops Volume 3, which takes place between Volume 1 and 2, this is the continuation. It's basically the penultimate story in this first story arc, which we're going to call sagas, by the way, because we're weebs. And in anime and manga, they always call their story arcs sagas. Like, it's the Yu Yu Hakusho and the Dark Tournament saga. It's Dragon Ball Z and the Frieza saga. It's, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so this is going to be the penultimate chapter in the first saga. We're not going to tell you what the title of that saga is yet, but you'll see it on the Omnibus collection. And it's where all the narrative is coming to a head. And then Volume 4 is going to be the big climax of this opening initiating saga. And we've got all these villains who have been showing up, and they're different kinds of villains. It's not like a Sinister Six rogues gallery. Instead, these villains each come at Carly from different angles, and this is a volume where you see how they all fit together, how they've all orchestrated together. I mean, if you've been reading Volume 1, Volume 2, then you certainly know about Lansky, who was a big wheel in Volume 1. He was the media relations agent who was manipulating Carly, and he's the one who's been manipulating the media, especially in Volume 2, to you know, basically slander and libel Carly and make her unpopular and really try to hurt her like emotionally and psychologically. And then you've got Kamen UN, who is kind of like, she's not the, I wouldn't call her the evil Carly, but obviously Kamen America, her exact opposite would be Kamen UN. And she's the new character who's replaced Carly as Lansky's kind of minion, media character, media darling, who's ostensibly a hero, but is constantly getting in Carly's way, or vice versa, depending on your perspective. And then we've got Vermilion Masquerade as the villain, who's the super-powered villain, who's been creating all the monsters who we introduced back in Volume 1. And you're going to learn a lot more about Vermilion Masquerade in Volume 3. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. I know that Volume 2 ended on the cliffhanger of who is Vermilion Masquerade. Well, we're going to explore that some more in this volume without giving anything away. And so that's basically where this one comes up. It's going to be how all of those villains fit together, all those villains or just rivals, anti-characters, how they all come together to make Carly and the newly christened Kamen Corps. That's Misha, Kamen Comet, and of course Carly, Kamen America, and Kimiko, Kamen Ramen, basically to come up against them. And it's got a lot of action in it. We explore the characters even more. And this is the opening arc, so we're getting our characters and our team and our mythology together. I'm really, really excited after I finish Kamen America Volume 4 and conclude this opening saga. I'm really excited to get started on the second saga. I mean, we've had that one basically in the works since we started Kamen America Volume 2. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that one once all the foundations are set and we can really have fun and really explore the universe and the characters. So if you still want to get in on the ground floor of Kamen America, it's not too late. We're still in the first saga, and this is Volume 3 of that saga. And you can use the add-on system I showed you how to use to pick up hardcover reprints of Volumes 1 and 2. And again, Volume 3, all copies are going to be hardcover. So if you pick up those hardcovers, they'll all look nice and flush and pretty on your shelf. All right, so now that I've been neglecting the chat, so let me go ahead and close out my share screen and pay attention to you folks in the chat before I bid adieu. There we go. So let's see what we got in the chat here. Matt Krotz, what you got to say? Do you design your campaign to reach a certain goal amount, or is it more about making a bunch of perks and seeing what sticks? Well, we set out with a pretty low opening fulfillment of, I think it's like $2,000 for our campaign, which we make. We make it pretty fast. But that's generally because we always take the money that we make from the previous campaign and we roll it into the next one. So that's how we're able to have all of our books finished and printed and done in advance. So the product's already ready to go. By the time the campaign is up and online, those books are already printed and they're just waiting to be put in boxes and shipped. That's pretty much how it is. We treat it, we call them campaigns because that's what people are familiar with, but we prefer to call them pre-orders because you're pre-ordering a product that already exists. You're not crowdfunding to have it made. The book's already made. You're basically just pre-ordering an existing product that's going to be shipped to you as soon as the release date starts. So when it comes to like the perks, Tim usually decides like what weird stuff. Like he did those body pillow cases that I thought were really funny, and they sold out. People like those, and the acrylic standees. And the fun thing is that with each campaign growing, each pre-order growing, and earning more money each time, that's more money that we can roll over into the next campaign. And so if the next one, that's when we can start having fun and doing these weird perks, these miscellaneous knickknacks like the masks, which are lovely. That was something that again Tim came up with, like, hey, we should do masks, not like little cheap plastic ones, but these nice made in Texas ones. They are American made, by the way. They're made in Texas, and they have they have padding on the inside. By the way, I believe they're leather masks. They have padding on the inside, so they won't give you a rash or scuff your skin. And then like things like the statues, like he found someone who makes those, and even though they cost a lot, he experimented with those. So that's usually what we try to do. Where Tim really, when he goes out and he tries to find all these random things to put into the next campaign, so the next one has something unique to offer. And none of our campaigns are identical. Let's see. Oh, hey, Thomas. Well, yeah, Laylee had a cameo in Kamen America too. We don't give away our cameos in advance. But yes, Tim is the one who's in charge of putting in the cameos in the art. I leave that up to him. I'll put Easter eggs sometimes in the script, but they're usually something really esoteric, like a horror movie reference or whatever. And when it comes to the visual Easter eggs, though, that populates the world in Kamen America and Black Ops, Tim's the one who puts those in there. I don't give him any instructions on those. King Forte. Just a question. Have you thought about possibly having enamel pins for Black Ops and Kamen America characters, but chibi? Yeah, we have. We tried to keep everything that we have as a perk. We generally try to keep it flat so that they can all ship together in the same kinds of boxes. We have, if you've ordered from us in our past couple campaigns, you've probably seen our brand new Iconic Comics boxes, our custom boxes that have all of our characters from Soul Finder, Black Ops, and Kamen America on the box itself. And pins, I believe that we would be able to put in there. I think I've floated that past Tim before. I don't know if he has those planned for an upcoming campaign, but they are something that we've been thinking about. Scribbles, let me see if I can find her real quick. She has some wonderful acrylic Kamen America charms and keychains with her chibi super deformed art of the Common Core characters. So let me find the link to that, because those are available on her web store, and they're really cool. So I gotta find her on Twitter real quick, but I want to post a link. There we go. Scribbles. Yeah, Scrib. Jeez. Let's see my keyboard. ELLSART. All right. Here we go. All right, got the link. Or do I? Yep, there we go. All right, so let me find specifically the Kamen America keychain, and you can take a look. There we go, Kamen America charm. Shorten that direct link. Here we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to post that in the chat real quick. So Scribbles has these really cool. In fact, let me hit share screen so you can take a look at them. There we go. So Scribbles has these really cool charms and keychains with her own art for Kamen America. Over on her web store, the link's over there in the chat. But you go to the Art of Scribbles, my Shopify, and you'll find her. She's got Carly, Kamen America, right here. She's got Kimiko, Kamen Ramen, right here. There we go. And her super deformed versions of the characters are really cute. They're very on model, but still super deformed. She does a great job. And then she's got Kamen Comet here, who is the only one that's on sale, $8 instead of $15. So if you're a Misha fan, then now's your best chance to get the Kamen Comet one, because it's cheaper than the others. I wonder what that says. Does that mean that Misha's more popular or less popular than the other Common Core members if she's going for the cheapest? I don't know. I don't know what that means. But okay, let me go back to stop sharing. There we go. Hey, thanks, Adventure. I appreciate it. Who is my favorite Kamen? Oh, I can't choose between my daughters. I wouldn't do that. But when it comes to the characters, obviously Carly, since she's the main character of the book, she's basically gotten the lion's share of character development and storytelling, which is to be expected. You know, the book's called Kamen America, and she is Kamen America. Misha is really fun. All the characters are really fun because they have diverse personalities. Misha is the one who can be kind of wild and violent. If you like Misha, I really do recommend you pick up Black Ops Volume 3 because that digs into a bit more of Misha's backstory, her history with her sister, who's a Black Ops villain named Hair Trigger. So you learn a bit more about Misha in that volume. So if you are a Misha fan, you probably want to check that book out because, like, if you think that the main Kamen America book hasn't really given Misha enough depth, well, she had kind of her little background and history moment over in Black Ops. And then there's Kimiko, who right now I know that she seems like she's the shallowest of the characters. We just introduced her in Kamen America Volume 2, and she has bigger roles in 3 and 4. But we do have something really big planned for her in the second saga, which is going to start after Kamen America Volume 4. And we're going to delve more into her background, her troubles, investigate her relationship and her dynamic with Carly and the other characters some more. So Kimiko is going to get fleshed out, and I kind of think that right now she may not be everyone's favorite. I kind of think she's the underdog Common Core character. But I think once we develop her a bit more and we kind of show you what she's got going on, she's fun to write because she's really perky. She's really cute, and she's very optimistic. She's kind of like the foil for Misha in a way. I like writing that kind of character. I think she sometimes gets the best lines, or she has the capacity to get the best lines. But we're gonna flesh her out some more. Let's see. I ask people. Some creators say this campaign is built to raise at least 50K, and others say the more the better. I mean, we know how much that's the thing, is that because we're using the money from the previous campaign to fund the next one, and that means that all the money we need for the Kamen America 3 campaign, but we earned that in Kamen America 2. So we're never going to be short for cash on the campaign we're currently running. Now, if for whatever reason Kamen America 3 were to be a huge flop, and only made like $100 or whatever, then there probably wouldn't be a Kamen America 4 campaign. But luckily, cross my fingers, that hasn't happened. We've been doing well. We've been growing with each campaign. People have been liking our books. The responses we've been getting have been very positive. The people who've read them have enjoyed them. But we don't ever, we don't make assumptions. We don't get smug. We don't go like, oh, I don't get out of bed for anything less than 50 grand. We don't do that. We're just very happy that we're able to make these books and that people have been enjoying them. Z3T4 asks, how long does it take to write a full script? So for me, like right now I'm writing Kamen America Volume 4. It's a 52-page script with a 3-page backup. So it's a 55 pages that I have to write, basically. Now, for me, I always schedule out a month to write my book, to write my scripts. Whether it's Black Ops, which is a 64-page book, plus 3-page backups with 67 pages, or Kamen America 55. So either 67 or 55 pages, but I always carve out a month. I could do it in less if I was, really pressed for time, but I'm not. That way I don't get burned out and I have time to decompress after I write each page and really think about them. So the actual scripting process, I give myself a month. I do 2 pages a day. Kamen America I can usually get done in less than a month because I've been doing 2 pages a day every day. Black Ops I get done exactly in a month. Now, the pre-scripting process, that takes a bit longer. If you want to go back in the Bunderdome's archives, I have some, they're called comic script tips. I did a series of them, and the very first installment of comic script tips is about the pre-scripting of comics, the things you do before you script. And that takes a bit longer because that's really where the elbow grease and the lion's share of the work is first plotting the summary of your book. And that's the first thing that I do with Tim is we take all of our notes, all of our ideas, we I jot them all down, I collect them all, and then I assemble them into a linear narrative summary for the volume. And then that goes back and forth with Tim, and we workshop it together until we have a summary we agree on. Then I do the page breakdowns, which is basically I take that summary and I segment it out. So, it'll be like this paragraph for this scene, is going to be pages 1, 2, and 3. And this scene is going to be pages 4, 5, 6. And this scene is going to be pages 7 and 8, etc. And I block out what happens on each page of the book. And then I send that back to Tim. And then Tim will be like, well, we need this action sequence to maybe be a little bit longer, or like this scene that you have, that's a talky scene, you have it at 3 pages. Can you cut that back to 2? So there isn't like too much of a slowdown in the pace, etc. And then I can go on and fiddle with that. And then once he agrees on the page breakdowns, then I start scripting, and that's where I block out the month to do 2 pages a day and get my script done on time. And I always make sure that I meet my deadline. And that's basically how long it takes. Yeah, the scripting process that's where the fun is, because that's where you get to take all of those little summaries and those little paragraphs, and you get to extrapolate them panel by panel and do all the dialogue. And I know different people have different ways of scripting. The way Tim and I like to work, especially Tim prefers that I script a page panel by panel, say what happens in each panel, and include the dialogue, the sound effects, everything. And then he'll use that as a guideline. Usually he'll pretty much put exactly what I have in the panel. Or if, he uses his artist's eye and he sees like, well, I could do this. He says 5 panels, but I could do it economically in 4 panels. Or if he says, like Mark says, 3 panels, but I think it needs to be 4 panels. I mean, he's the artist. It's a visual medium, and he's plussed all of my scripts so far by improving them with his artist's eye. So he does all that. All right, let's see. Eating Crow Comics. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yep, we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. We really do want to keep up the work, and we're glad everybody thinks it's good. Thanks a lot, guys. Misha is best girl. Everyone seems to love Misha. I think you're going to like her even more after this next volume and some of the future ones. We're going to be working on the different dynamics between the main cast, how they play off of each other, what little unique relationships and quirks that they have with each other. And I'm having a lot of fun, especially doing that. The patter of their dialogue is really, really enjoyable to write. Olympus, you ask about the Walmite series. When it'll be reprinted? Well, let me go look at the Iconic Comics website real quick. We still have some of the huge cover edition available. So if you go to iconiccomics.com, we have a few copies of the limited edition hardcover collection called the huge cover. Let me hit share screen just so I can show you. There we are. So go to iconiccomics.com. Front page is the web store. Just scroll down and you'll see new arrival, Walmite's Gold Standard Huge Cover Edition hardcover. It's $37.50 right now, and this is the hardcover edition that has everything. It's the complete Ultimate Edition, and this is probably going to be it, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think we're going to do another printing of Walmite. So if you want to pick up the Walmite trilogy, the complete saga, I highly recommend heading to iconiccomics.com and picking it up there. The huge cover edition is not going to get any better than that. So that's pretty much it for Walmite, so I'll stop sharing. There we go. All right. Hey, Shabby, so you ask, how much does feedback from readers influence your future writing? Well, we've got some great folks out there who give us a lot of really earnest and constructive criticism, like #1 Marmaduke fan, Just Some Guy, our Doug Ernst, and folks who read our books, and they give us their honest advice, which we really do internalize and appreciate. If they tell us that there's not enough action or that it didn't flow quite well, and we take all those to heart. As a writer, I've really tried to internalize that. I've tried to learn things from other writers like Aaron Sparrow, who's passed on some things he learned from Tad Stones. We have writers like Bill Williams, who works with Matt Weldon on books like Punchline, and we've learned a lot from him. Roland Mann, who worked for Malibu Comics. He's been on the Bunderdome a couple times. He's a friend of ours, and he's had a lot of great tips. In fact, I recommend you look up the last couple times Roland's been on the Bunderdome. The second one, we actually did a comparison of our scripting methods, and we both have very different approaches to scripting. And so that was a fun conversation where we basically compared our different fundamental approaches to scripting. But Roland's got 30 years of experience on me, so I'd say defer to his wisdom. But basically, when it comes to criticism, we do consider all of that. When we've had people who've read our books, especially when we were first getting started, and we had those first couple Black Ops volumes out. And so, like with Black Ops Volume 1, one of the criticisms was that there was too much text, and that it slowed the book down. And so, originally in like Black Ops Volume 1, that was the 2-issue miniseries, there was a dossier narration that kind of narrated in a very clinical military style everything that was going on in every panel, and it was very wordy and it was very talky. I personally like comics that have more text, because then you don't read it in 5 minutes and then throw it away. Like, oh wow, that was a great use of my money. I'm over it in 3 minutes. But I also understand that there's a balance. People don't necessarily in the year 2021 want to read something in the Claremont style of just text, words, not in a comic anyway. So deliberately in Black Ops Volume 2, I scaled back the dossier narration. Black Ops Volume 3, we eliminated it completely. And then moving on in future Black Ops books, there's not going to be any of that dossier stuff. But it was also something that evolved. So the very first Black Ops volume was just USAGI on his mission. He did not have any humans with him to help provide expository dialogue, to add context to things. So it was sort of a necessary evil to have that excessive narration. We don't need that anymore now that we have the idea of handlers, the human agents who accompany the Black Ops animal agents and can provide the text context that people need. But that was something that grew out of that. So yeah, we do take in the criticism that people give us, and we do apply it to both. I apply it to my writing, Tim applies it to his art, and collectively we also apply it to our plotting and our pacing to try and improve the book every time. We don't let it necessarily dictate our ideas, our creative ideas about what characters we want to introduce, the kinds of characters we want to introduce, what their dynamics are together, or how they motivate the story. But the criticisms we do take in are more on the technical level. I know that one of the earliest criticisms Tim got artistically was that people mentioned that he didn't break panel borders enough. And so it kind of made his panels look claustrophobic. And I know that Tim has since then taken that to heart. And so you'll see in more of his volumes that the characters will break the panel borders more. So things like that, like technical feedback that really has helped us. So we do really appreciate feedback, and we really do try to apply it to our writing and art styles. Oh, Zeta Z3T4. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've seen Leet 1337. I forgot that's what you meant. Yeah, Zeta, like Z or Z, the letter. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. How big are the huge covers? Let me go look at my copy. I don't have the measurements on hand, but I'm pretty sure that the huge covers are, the standard comic size, just with a hardcover overlay. So, I mean, you put that on your shelf, it's going to fit in nicely with any of your other hardcover books. They're not, the comic itself isn't oversized. The comic pages are standard comic size, and then it has the hardcover attached to it. So it should fit in on your shelf with all your other comics. But okay, so yep, this live stream went an hour, a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I really wanted to talk to everybody in the chat since it's been so long since we've had a Bunderdome. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who asked questions. hopefully you test out the new Kickstarter add-on system and see all the little bonus goodies that we have there. And we, again, thank you everybody who has backed, supported, and shared Kamen America Volume 3. I know we really appreciate making Kamen America such a success, and it's been growing with every campaign that we've done, which is huge to us. So thank you all again. I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do another Bunderdome real soon. I'm also going to be on some other streams. Let's see. I'm going to be doing a stream with Doug Ernst. I think that one might be pre-recorded video, so he'll be posting that. And Wes from Thinking Critical, we're planning on doing a writer's stream over on Thinking Critical, basically writer's tips. It'll be sort of like those comic script tips streams that I did here on the Bunderdome, but this one will be us, a collective of writers comparing notes and comparing approaches, so it'll be even more informative. Instead of just one guy's opinion on how to write a comic script, we're going to have a few people doing roundtable discussions on writing styles. So definitely go and check out Thinking Critical. I believe Wes had some issues this week, so we might not be recording on Sunday as planned, but we might do it in another week or two. So just keep an eye on that. And thank you, Shabby. Thank you, Porta Mule. Thank you, King Forte, and thank you everybody else who stopped by. All right, I'm gonna head out. Thanks again, and thank you for supporting Kamen America 3. Still 18 days left, so don't miss out. All right, have a good weekend, everyone.